I'm Christopher Cutts, and you're at the Christopher Cutts Gallery, and presently I'm exhibiting Harold Town's Enigmas. The Enigmas was a series of drawings executed from 1964 to 1972. As you can see, Town is a masterful draftsman. He has a wonderful lyrical way of expressing himself, but he also has extreme patience and goes in and does this wonderful work with the gouache where he's taking all these little details, cross-hatching and little points. And it's done one point after another. The Enigmas were exhibited in 1964 at the Venice Biennale, and at that exhibition they were censored. Town was delighted by the censorship. In fact, he said it was an honor to be censored in Italy, the mother of sensuality. That's like being asked to straighten your tie while going in a bordello. He further stated that it was ironic that his works were removed by the complaint of a cardinal, and said that censorship is a cardinal sin. Okay, we're in the South Gallery of the Christopher Cutts Gallery, and I'm Christopher Cutts. And we're presently featuring an exhibition of paintings and collages from the 1950s from the estate of Harold Town. I want to draw our attention to this particular picture, which is called Deadbolt Pawn One. I would say this is perhaps one of the most historically significant modernist paintings I've exhibited in the gallery. Deadbolt Pawn One was exhibited in 1956 at the Riverside Museum in New York City. And that was the only time that Painters 11 had an exhibition outside of Canada. Of course, this is documented on the back of the painting. There's all kinds of provenance labels. But there is also an image of a number of the artists who attended the show. Harold was not one of them. There was Jock McDonald, Jack Bush, Alexander Luke, Bill Ronald, Bill and Helen Ronald, and there was a couple. There was the director of the museum and a lady from the Canadian consulate. And in the background, they're standing in front of this wonderful painting, and next to that would have been an Oscar Kahan. And Oscar Kahan had died in 1956, so he was remembered by that particular work. Each artist had two paintings in that show, and the show was put together by William Ronald, who at that time was living and working in New York City. The rest of the exhibition, as you can see, is a stunning collection of works, primarily from the late 50s, about 59. One painting, Fence Dancer, tips into 1960, but that's the only other one. And there's a lovely collage over there called Architect's Dream. Over here is another one called Paper Monster. And it illustrates all the type of materials that Town would use. And one I think is significant to point out is this modeled area in here, and even these strips down here. These are all parts of the celebrated prints that Harold developed in the 50s called the single autographic prints. Some people call them SAPs. They were actually monoprints. So what he's done is he's ripped these up and collaged them. You can see he's done some drizzling here, some overpainting, a little bit of burlap here. And you can see his wonderful lyrical signature. It does look like a paper monster, doesn't it? Nice looking picture, lots of depth. Town was a master at making collages.